Okay, all right. How y'all doing? My name is Joshua Philip Sierra. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, born and raised. I guess coming from a big Latin family, we're almost taught never to leave, right? So when I turned 18, I was still at home, trying to figure it out and bagging groceries at one of my favorite grocery stores. Still one of my favorite jobs up until I got into the dental field. I have a lot to thank my parents for. Unlike most parents, they still continue to support me, and at times I still feel 18. And I had the luxury of being you know, or having overly optimistic parents. And so when I faced some true hardships, I guess what I would think is maybe my first breakup or first time getting fired, um, my parents were always there. And so,
Yeah, that's a good experience because some people they're ashamed even to go back to their parents. They're
mm,
like, oh no, I'm gonna make it by my own. I'm gonna like they are so self-centered. They don't even remember they have parents. Like they once they hit 18, it's like they are gone for good. It's like life is by my side. Like so, according to you, how when you are hit by being fired or the first breakup, how did you feel and how did you come to your parents and share the news? Because some other young people they really don't like
no, no, that's what I've noticed about a lot of, I like to call them the lost boys of Austin, including girls, because girls can be boys too, right? And vice versa. It's what I believe. Maybe not a lot of people do, but that's what is also amazing about this city is that the inclusivity of it. But back to your question, I mean, I talk to my mom every day. My dad texts me every morning, and a lot of my friends don't have that luxury, and it sucks. They pour it out into their art and their music, and I know that helps. But I mean, that's why we stay up till the sun rises is because we want that connection. And I've noticed that a lot of my community doesn't have that, which is why they try to create their families here, you know, or in any type of, maybe any type of creative setting, because I've noticed that, a lot of the artists that I've come in contact were all pretty moody. Experiencing 12 different emotions all in 60 seconds type of thing. Maybe that's just me, but, and those are some of my best friends. Um, Sorry, what was the question
yeah,
again?
actually, you answered the question.
Okay.
So, what do you think? Like some people when they face rejection, or when some people when they get fired from the job, they resort to alcohol and drugs,
Mm.
and they forget like life is real. Like
Mm.
they start living in another life.
Mm-hmm.
They just it's one piece of just rejection. Like maybe they had a dismantled relationship, which was not even healthy,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end they exchange rejection to drugs,
Mm.
to alcoholism,
Mm-hmm.
and they end up on the streets. Someone was
Mm.
really like doing well. They
Mm-hmm.
just got from home.
Mm-hmm.
They maybe the work because they had a lot of excitement.
Mm-hmm.
The work or the job didn't go well
Mm-hmm.
because they have a lot of stuff to explore.
Mm.
So at the end, they end up losing the job or the relationship, and
Mm.
then they feel like the whole world is falling upon them.
Mm.
Then they switch to drugs.
Mm.
So, uh, what what do you think? Like, what do you think people when they felt when you felt rejection, when you
Mm.
felt fired, what did you do that prevented you from dragging yourself till you lose control?
I mean, shoot, it's kind of hard to say because I still struggle with that. I'll drag myself through the mud, and even if there's no mud, I'll throw water into the dirt and create it. You know what I mean? It's probably that whole self-tortured artist thing that we need to feel pain. You can't paint without pain, right?
Mm.
No, but you can definitely spell a lot of other things. But anyway, um, uh, keeping yourself from going in a bad loop is recognizing forgiveness is key. You know, even if we didn't lose a loved one or a job, we might have lost the light within ourselves, and that can create self doubt. You know, it's like, will I ever find that light? Will I continue to have it lit? Um, Instead of, using something artificial, I would, strongly encourage something more sustainable. And that's, finding a higher power type of thing. As cheesy as it sounds, it does work. I was raised Catholic and, brought up in the Christian community, which I still, have a lot of love for, but I've created a different type of thought process to where I can accept more uh, from individuals that maybe don't practice the same way, and who I give thanks to and who I ask to ground me nowadays is Gaia, which is Mother Earth. And I remember this one time I was stuck in a bad loop, just repeating the same thought over and over and over. And I, simple prayer was, Gaia, please ground me. I said that 3 times. Gaia, please ground me. Gaia, please ground me. Gaia, please ground me. And I relied on the mycelium network underneath our feet, to grab a hold of, my energy and really stop me from spinning out of control. So it's not even a higher power, more so as a more vast, because I think people get lost in the, oh, I don't want to give something up higher to me. I believe in people, but what is connecting all of us? Address that. It's not saying, oh, I don't believe in God or I believe in science more so, but, there's to go hand in hand, nature versus nurture, which one works more so. And like I said, it's, it's a collaboration, which is why I think trust is, necessary, especially when creating newer relationships, forgiveness, then trust and love, you know. Um, all a lot of are a lot easier said than done. It's going to be a continued practice. So I think for us to not be so hard on ourselves requires a lot of support, and we recognizing we can't do it all by ourselves. And if you think that, you're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a good way.
And
So
I'm a part of that. I'm an example of that. I used to be, or I still work on
yeah, of course, So as so many young Americans,
hmm
they are so ambitious,
hmm
but
hmm
one thing is like if you run into someone
hmm
and ask them what is your purpose or what is the goal that you chase on this planet, like
mm,
what is your purpose of living,
mm,
they'll be like, you see, they are not clear. Like
mm,
they know what they're doing so much. They're well educated, but
hmm
when you ask their purpose on this planet,
right.
they know nothing. Like
hmm
they they will be like, you see, they are not clear about that. But if you ask them about their job, they know every piece.
mm.
So what keeps you going? Like what encourages you to live every day and to make every day a better day than yesterday?
Oh man, that's a that's a hard one because I mean recently I just been spending more time in bed. It's why am I not allowing myself to be happy? And the thing that has kept me going is helping others, serving others. You know, I've been a dental hygienist for about 10 and a half years now, and it really is true what they say about the dental field. It's a burnout profession. I can go, on and on why this and why that, but what has kept me going is a simple thank you. Gratitude, grace, acceptance. It goes back to trust and love. Um, having a patient or maybe just someone you sold some artwork to see their eyes light up because you've encouraged change and transformation. I think what has actually got me out of bed, will be my parents, and it goes back to it is hard to do by yourself, and recognizing that you need to be vulnerable. And like, I didn't really wanted to do this interview, to be honest, because I knew you had some good questions for me. I was like, oh, shoot. So this
It's
one,
experience, it's sharing.
it is
Of course.
sharing, sharing your art with the world, sharing the mural that's going to get covered up, maybe so, within the next few hours to a couple days. Um, yeah, like creating a safe environment, which you have done for me right now. It's like, hey, do you want to go inside or do you want to be outside? Oh, let's go outside, so we can, do it with the natural lighting and stuff like that. Like, you made me feel comfortable, my man,
Yeah.
and I thank you for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because it's a sharing, like at one point, because it's a kind of a conversation. Some people really don't know
Mm-hmm.
how important parents are.
Mm.
So I asked you a hard question, but when you reflected back, you're like, man, I think my parents have been supportive. Then it brings me to a question: when soon or later you become a father or you become a parent,
Oh.
what do you have to give? Like, you have seen all the parents have given you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, every time you're like, yeah, they've been there for me. They have supported me. Yeah, that's the role of a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Then, by any chance, by any luck, because being a parent it's a blessing.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if you become a parent,
Mm-hmm.
are you saving some stuff like to give? Because your parents have been there.
Ah.
Like, they have given you
Uh-huh.
what they have.
Right.
Do you think you are storing something that you will give?
That's a great question, because to be honest, I wanted to give, and it's like, okay, now that I'm serving others, I feel great, just giving them all I have, but I am not reserving enough for myself or my future family, or maybe even my patients, to where I start losing my patience. So this is just a great reminder as well, and then maybe a even stronger message to my friends and family, loved ones, even just like the stranger that might come across this, in the future, is to reserve. Well, like my brother says when we're at the gym, save some for tomorrow. Don't burn out. And so, have I been reserving enough? No, I have not, because I wanted to overindulge. I wanted to dissociate. I wanted to climb to the next level without being fully present and fully thankful for the last level. You know, allowing yourself to grieve after a loved one has passed on, or allowing yourself to heal from the last romantic relationship before bringing, I wouldn't say baggage, but your old feelings into these new ones. And so I hope and pray that I can reach that type of patience before I do start my family, because I do want to. You know, um, my parents are my heroes.
Yeah. So it's amazing. So um, it's a natural conversation, but one thing that we really like, some people have a blessing to have parents, and those who have lost their parents, like that's the thing they have lost. You know,
Oh,
like that's like some people have really lost a privilege, their parents. So that's like how big our parents play a big role, but it's a commission.
oh yeah,
It's a commission they give us. It's
commission.
like a debt. They're giving you a debt. Everything they do for you, it's a debt that you pay. And how do you pay it? When you get someone, you become a parent.
Mm.
Then you're like, oh, my parents were there for me. Oh,
Oh
my
shit.
parents took me to a better school. Oh, my parents stood for. That's now you have to pay back. They're not doing it for you. It's like it's a date, and you have to pay it if like you have to appreciate like not you but
Mhm.
if you have a parent, anyone who has a parent, it's a debt.
Mm.
So by all means, you'll find a way to pay. You don't need to pay to them. You'll pay to the one you'll become a parent to.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's really important.
That's so insightful, my man. You know, I mean, for those who don't know Alex very well, at first it was hard to understand it, but man, when he speaks, he is so clear. You know, it's like over here tugging on the heartstrings and stuff. So I just appreciate you, man. Because just yeah, the commission. Like, what are you gonna bring to the next table? You know, and like I said, I hope and I pray that I can have enough to fill more than one table.
Yeah, of course. Like, once you start realizing how blessed you are,
Yeah.
then you'll be like, I am so blessed. I have to bless others.
Mm.
I'm like, who do I bless first? There's an English saying that says, charity begins at home. Yeah, you bless those next to you first.
Mm.
Like you bless your own first.
Because they fill my
Then
cup. Yeah.
they can bless others. And the
Mhm.
whole world, we are all connected.
Mhm.
We are all connected.
All connected.
So if I bless those who dwell in my home and those who come to my house,
Mhm.
if I bless those and they bless others, at the end we are all blessed.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's the question that I also asked when some people really like they are doing well financially, they know everything concerning their job or their career,
Mhm.
but when you ask them what is your mission
Mm.
on this earth,
Mhm.
they start looking around, start telling you stuff. No, it is to share the right you are given.
Mhm.
You have to keep it right,
Mhm.
like read until you pass it on.
Right.
If it goes dark on you, you have a big debt
Mhm.
that even your grave cannot pay.
Mm.
Because once the light goes dim from you, you've killed the next generation. If you can recall, like there is this small saying that I got from one of famous scientists. He said, like if you calculate the chances that you exist, there are like billions of chances that you will never had a chance to exist. So, but out of all those billion chances you exist, and now you disappoint all those guys who gave up so you can exist. You disappoint them. You have disappointed a big mission.
Mm.
Yeah. So when our life starts with a billion chances, and there are the pregnant where we came from, it could have been another guy, it could have been another boy, it could have been another girl,
Mhm.
but we got the chance to hold on to the light, and we have to pass it on. So if the light dims on you, just know you have failed.
Mm.
Yeah. So to me, that's how I think, and that's how I feel like. All the love you have been given, all the resources you have been equipped with, you have the responsibility to keep them and pass it on to the next generation.
Mhm.
And if you do it, guard it nicely, that's why we are called stewards. We are good stewards. If you become a bad steward, you waste life, you don't care about anything, and life ends.
Right. Right. I guess yeah. Going back to your original question, now that I had some time to think about it, what is one thing that Americans struggle with when reaching adulthood, and that's differentiating love between lust, uh, as well as what was it? Not just finding your purpose, but accepting that you won't have all the answers, and that's okay. And that's one thing American society kind of puts a little too much pressure on, I feel, is, following the tradition of, you know, finding one mate, having kids, or getting married, yeah, having kids, getting the 401k, finding retirement, and getting the house, yada yada. And yeah, that's the pressure I think people want to break out from, or at least the individuals that I've associated with, and yeah, that it's just it's led people to not forgive themselves in the process, which has led to the overuse of overstimulation, or like the overuse of prescription medication versus as well as street drugs, you know putting themselves in the limelight a little too much, uh, and that's what kind of like social media has done. So I guess things were a little bit different, about 16 years ago when I was 18 or 15 years ago, something like that. I'm horrible at math, but uh, it's another problem with. No, I'm just kidding. We need to keep math the way it is. Everybody's trying to change it. Anyways, so but yeah, thinking that we need to be famous, and we need to be seen 24/7, 365. I guess that has been engraved into the American society, as we all want, our whatever seconds of fame, you know. And so I guess what I would encourage is, recognizing to be seen is good, but there's nothing wrong with playing in your or playing with shadow work, or I'm getting a little off topic, but you know, being oh man, what's the word? Oh, in solitude. Yeah, in solitude, because I think that's when most growth is going to happen, other than um, what was it? Figuring out the next destination. But yeah, I guess that's
My
fine.
last question will be
Yeah.
another tough one, but simple.
Okay.
You only have to reflect to your life,
Right.
then you answer the question.
Okay. Okay.
It can be a yes or no,
Okay.
but it can still be in a between.
Right.
Yeah. So it is not a closed question. It can be a yes or no. It can also be in between.
Okay.
Yeah. So the question is, according to your life, according to reflecting your life as a young man,
Mm-hmm.
do you think you accept defeat
Mm.
or you don't?
Oh man, that is a tough one. No, I don't. I mean, in some ways, and that's it's got me to be hard on myself, and so yeah, I want to accept the concept of defeat so I can continue to learn and grow, because yeah, that kind of goes back to being stuck on what I like to call as a bad loop, repeating the same patterns again and again, hoping for, a different result, which is, the meaning of insanity. But it is okay to feel defeat. I wouldn't necessarily accept it, but, fear comes along with, feeling defeat and like judgment or judgment upon ourselves. But, we need fear as well to understand what it is to be triumphant. You know, so I guess it is hard to accept defeat, but I know I want to learn to accept it a little more often. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way. So it's better to fail.
Yeah.
So it's better to fail
Hmm.
than not to try.
Right, because then how else are you gonna
Yeah,
learn?
but
Right.
don't accept the defeat.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because once you learn, you try to do it better.
Right.
You try to improve.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you for not accepting
Alex.
defeat.
No, no, thank you for asking these easy but hard questions.
Yeah. Okay.